is you're going to put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string and your pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the A string like this. So instead of plucking it and keeping your fingers like this, you're going to pluck them and slide your ring finger and pinky finger to the 5th frets of the E and A string like this. You're going to move this whole grip back to the 3rd frets of the E and A string again. And now you're going to do 1 loop of the island strum. And then you're going to repeat only the first part of the island strum. So it's going to be 1 full loop. And then you're only going to do down, down, up, like that. So it's going to be slide, island strum, 1 loop, down, down, up, ghost. Now we're going to do this exact same slide again. But instead of ending with the same exact grip on the 3rd fret, we're going to move to a G major chord. On the way back, you can already kind of reposition your fingers. This is a very helpful tip to save you time and, avoid those gaps. Now, when you hit that G major chord, you're going to do again the same strumming pattern with your strumming hand. So, island strum, 1 loop, down, down, up, ghost. After you've done that strum, your index finger should be on the 2nd fret of the C string and your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, because otherwise you cannot make the whole G major chord. Now you're going to play the C and E string together, so you're going to pluck them. And while you pluck, you're going to slide these 2 fingers 2 frets up. Then you just play an A minor chord, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, ghost. And now you're going to play open E string, and then the E string again, but the second time you play that E string, you're going to do a hammer-on with your index finger from the open E to the 1st fret of the E. Now something interesting happens, because you're not going to repeat that exact same strumming pattern, because this hammer-on kind of takes a part of that strumming pattern, otherwise it would be out of the rhythm. So you're going to do E, hammer-on, down, up, instead of doing the whole down, down, up. And that is your intro. Let's move on to the verse, but let me play you a little preview of what it will sound like. Alright, so let's break this down. You're going to put your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string and you're going to slide it to the 7th. Then you're going to play the 7th fret of the A string again. So it's going to be slide, A string, like that. And now you're going to pluck the C and the A string together. So while you're playing this pluck, make sure to position your index finger above the 3rd fret of the A string, because you need to play that note straight after. And you're going to play that note twice. So it's going to be pluck, 3, 3. After hitting that 3rd fret twice, you're going to play the C and E string 1 by 1 like this. C, E. And while these 2 are resonating, you're going to play this 3rd fret of the A string 4 times. Now let's add some texture. So instead of just playing this note 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, the 3rd time you're playing this note, you're going to incorporate the open C string with it. So instead of this, it's going to be. So now you're going to place your middle finger on the 5th fret of the A string. So now you can remove your index finger. And then you're going to place your ring finger on the 7th fret. So it's, and you better felt it. That is the melody line you're after. Now we're going to move on to the second sentence, which is, I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Like that part. You're going to keep your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string. And now you're going to pluck the open G string and the A string together. And now your middle finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the A string. And you're going to play that A string twice. So you're just literally going to make a G major chord. After you've positioned your fingers and made the full G major chord, you're going to play the open G and the C string 1 by 1. After you've hit the G and the C string 1 by 1 like that, you're going to play this A string with your middle finger still on the 2nd fret 4 times. In the same momentum as we just did with the, like with this part, but now it's on G major. So 1, 2, and the 3rd time you're hitting that note, you're going to play the open G string along with it. So it's going to be a pluck again. And now you're going to place your pinky finger, which is still being unused until now, on the 3rd fret of the A string. And you're going to play the A string. You can take your other fingers off. And then you're going to place it on the 5th. It's not going to be a slide, but it's going to be 3, 5. Now your pinky is going to go to the 7th fret of the A string, your index finger to the 2nd fret of the G string. You're going to pluck them together like that. This is a very short period in the piece, so you don't have to keep the stretch for long. But if you don't want to do the stretch, no worries, you can just omit this whole string and just play the vocal melody line. That's fine. After this big pluck, you're going to shift your pinky finger to the 3rd fret of the A string, and then you're going to do this. 1, 2, 3. And the cadence is 1, 2, 3. Like that. Then you're going to pluck the G and the A string. So pluck, 1, 2, 3, pluck again. Then put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and remove your pinky or ring finger, whatever you used. And you're going to play that A string once like that. Then you're going to play the A string open. And then you're going to do an arpeggio. This is just to fill up the space. You don't need to do this, but it sounds fuller like that. G, C, E, A. After that arpeggio, place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string and your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So it's going to be 3, 1. And then you're going to do a slide with your pinky from the 7th to the 8th fret of the A string. Then you're going to go back to 7. And for this last part, you have 2 options. So you can either do this, like 5, 3 on the A string, or a pull off like that. So it's going to be like that. Okay, so now we got the intro and the verse down. Let's learn the chorus. Let me play to you. Okay, so let's break it down. So let's say you just arrived from the verse, you did this whole thing. And now you're going to place your pinky back on the 7th of the A string. After that, you're going to play the A string 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And the 3rd time, you're going to play the open C string along with it. Then put your index finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Play the A string. Then move that same finger to the 3rd fret of the E string. Play the E string. So it's... While this note is still resonating, do a slide with your pinky from the 5th fret to the 7th fret of the A string, like that. And then you're going to form a G major chord with your pinky on the 5th. But as you can see, this is a pretty big stretch, so we're going to position our fingers differently. You're going to take your index finger and bar the 2nd frets of the C, E, and A string like this. And then you're going to put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, like that. And then put your pinky on the 5th fret of the A string. And then you're going to pluck all 4 strings, like that. Take off your pinky and then play the A string with your middle finger still barred. That's very important. So it's going to be pluck, A, E. Then you're going to bring your pinky back to the 5th fret of the A string. And now we're going to move on to the last segment of this chorus. You're going to place your pinky on the 3rd fret of the A string and your index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then you're going to play all 4 strings. And after that pluck, you're going to play the A string once. So it's pluck, A, pinky off, pinky back. Then you're going to go to an F major and pluck only the top 3 strings. Then your pinky is going to do the same kind of ending as for the verse for this chorus. So you're going to do slide from 7 to 8 on the A string. And then you're going to do 7, 7, and then either pull off from 5th to 3rd or the separate notes. So this is how you play I'm Yours on the ukulele in fingerstyle. But did you know that I have many more ukulele fingerstyle tutorials like this? Or just lessons for total beginners? So if you want to improve your ukulele skills even more, please make sure to watch the video on screen. And with that being said, I hope to see you soon in the next video.